So here comes the long-awaited recipe for hummus. I do apologize. I know that I promised you that I was going to do this a long time ago. Anyway, today I'm going to show you. In this recipe, I use 2 cans of garbanzo beans or 2 cans of chickpeas. I also use some tahini. This is store-bought, but you can actually make your own tahini, which is sesame seeds blended. The juice of 2 lemons, some cumin for seasoning. I'm also going to add some olive oil, or you can use any other oil that you like, but I use olive oil. I'm going to use some paprika. This is really for garnishing. I'll sprinkle some on top. There's some garlic, 2 cloves of garlic for this recipe. You can use less, you can use more, but I use 2 cloves of garlic. Salt and pepper for taste and seasoning. And I'm also going to use some chopped parsley, which I'm going to show you in a moment. And that's really for garnishing. Now, you know they say that necessity is the mother of invention. The reason why I started to make hummus is because my kids love hummus. And excuse my kitchen, it's very messy today, but you know, I had been putting this off for so long that I felt that if I didn't do it today, then it may never happen. So anyway, my kids love hummus and they're not very cheap to buy. So I decided to go online and find recipes and research about them. So right now what I did was to put in the juice of 2 lemons in the blender, and then I added the garlic. Now I'm measuring out the tahini. I need to let you know that the secret behind getting a smooth and creamy hummus is to have a really good blender. If you don't have a good blender, then you may have trouble in producing a really creamy and nice fluffy hummus. So this blender, I've had it for years and it does a great work. It's a workhorse. So anyway, so inside the blender you have the lemon juice, you have tahini, and I think I had already added the garlic. So you just have to keep blending for as long as you can until you know that you've blended it smooth, basically. I also had some water that I was adding in bits. I think I forgot to mention the fact that I needed to add some water. And so now I'm going to add the 1 teaspoonful of hummus into the mixture. This is also a good point to add the salt and pepper for taste. And so that's exactly what I'm doing. And this does take a little while to get to a creamy texture. And again, it does depend on how good your blender is. I'm about to add the chickpeas. Now, I know that some recipes recommend that you take the skin off. And the whole point of it is so that you have a really creamy texture if you take the skin off. I didn't do that. And of course, you know there's a lot of fiber in the skin. If you have a really good blender, then you don't really need to remove the skin. So what I did was to drain the chickpeas, and I added the chickpeas into the mixture with the skin. And my blender really did get to work after that. You will see that as you blend, it gets thicker and it's harder. So you have to stop and maybe use a spatula to mix and get the creamy texture that you want. And you have to keep doing that. While I was doing my research, I also came across a Lebanese woman. As you know, hummus is from the Middle East. And here we have the creamy texture of the hummus at the moment. And there we are. You see how creamy that is? And so this Lebanese lady shared a secret with me, which was basically that you don't add the oil until the last minute. And the reason behind that was that if you add the oil earlier on, it's going to kind of make the blades a little blunt so that you don't get a good mix or a good blend when you're blending. She recommended that you add the oil when you know that your mixture is almost done, because there's a temptation to just keep adding fluid in order to help you blend the mixture and to get it to a creamy texture. But here she said don't add oil until the very last minute, and that really worked great here. As you can see, I blended almost everything before I added the oil. And at that point, when you've added the oil, you can always add a little bit of water. And I understand cold water, and some people even use ice in the blend in order to get the fluff or get the hummus to be fluffy. I didn't use ice blocks in here, but you can certainly use that. I would definitely try that next time. So this is just the basic recipe for hummus, just plain old original hummus. As you know, there's so many different flavors. You can have the you know, the roasted pepper hummus, which is red, which I love. I'm going to try that next time. And here we have it. Here is your hummus, and it was really fluffy. It was very smooth. As you can see, I'm using the spatula to get it into the bowl. This bowl, I acquired it. I don't even know how I acquired it. It was a Pyrex bowl, and it was a perfect container for this because I can put it in here. I can garnish it on the bowl, as you can see me trying to get it to a point where it looks really nice, even on top, before I will sprinkle the paprika and then the blended the chopped parsley on top. And that was really how I made the hummus. As you can see, it's very quick, it's very easy. Now hummus is very good for you because it has the beans, it has the fiber. It does have some oil. Even though olive oil is a good oil to have, it's still fat. I keep saying fat is fat, so don't overdo it when you use it. And here is the hummus. You can see that I'm garnishing it with the chopped parsley. I hope you enjoyed the video. Until the next video, you take care and goodbye.